What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the GeekyClean Show. I am your host, Dan Howles, and to my left is the one, the only, she only does everything that I don't already do. Sarah Jayne.
Rude. Hello.
How you doing, Sarah? You alright?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. You?
Yeah, not bad. It's late.
It is now.
We're doing this on a late one. For those who don't know, I'm at It's Adova on Twitter. Sarah is Sarah Jayne Hale, and tweet the show at GeekyClean Show. For those who missed last week's, or don't just jump into this for the first time, this is our kind of fake radio podcast show that we're doing on YouTube, Podomatic and SoundCloud. Links are all going to be in the bottom. This is going to be up every Monday, and the structure of the show is me and Sarah are both going to bring a topic to the table, discuss it. Then for a third topic, we're going to dip one out of social media, out of your suggestions, and just kind of hash on that for a bit as well, just riff off each other. Speaking of social media, I just want to say a massive thank you just to everyone who's talking about this at the moment. I mean, it's been less than 24 hours, and just on Facebook and Twitter, so just thank you very much. The whole point of this is a conversational show. You're not a fan of the show, you're a friend, and that's the whole point. We're all just having a conversation about stuff that we want to talk about, and that's the whole point. Like, we want this kind of back and forth, call and response kind of relationship with each other. So mad love to everyone who's
and also obviously please do get involved. Please comment, please tweet us with ideas.
Every tweet, subscription, follow, everything. I'm talking over you, sorry.
You're right.
Everything is seen by us and is very much appreciated.
Yeah, use GC topic that we're going with. Hashtag GC topic.
Just to help get your ideas out there, so we know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong as well. It doesn't have to just be topics. Just any feedback you got at all. You know, we're taking everything.
Theme ideas. Yeah. The reason you named your dog after your favorite Superman character, like whatever.
I don't know what you just said, but let's not dwell on that too much. Topic 1 is going to be a mini topic. So basically, as I said, this is right after we launched the first one, so we don't have much in the way of topics from yourselves yet. So again, tweet at GeekyClean Show. Let us know what's going on, what you want us to talk about. We're going to talk about straight away is series that needs to stop. That can be games, comics, films. I imagine we're going to branch off a little bit, but mostly just a series that comes out so often you need to stop because it's too much. So do you want to talk for a little bit? Crack on, say.
COD. Oh my god, COD. COD needs to go away. I get it. I do get it. I understand that people enjoy it and people do want to play it, but do they bring one out every year? Am I right?
Yeah. There's 3 developers now making Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and Activision. The recent just brought in Sledgehammer, which was Advanced Warfare, which was the last one. So they're on a 3-year development cycle. So it's not the same COD. That's why the newest one that was revealed.
No, I get it, but
2 or 3 days ago was Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
But the one before that was Advanced Warfare.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get why they feel the need. This will tie into a topic we're talking about a little bit later on, but I feel like it is literally for the money.
Yeah,
because they know they have a
fan.
Yeah, they know they have a fan base that will buy the same game every year. Also going back to The Sims a little bit, but you know. That's okay. COD is my main one.
I'm gonna say Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm getting sick of Assassin's Creed. I don't play Assassin's Creed. That one I played was what's that called?
Black Flag?
Black Flag, thank you. That shows how little I play these games.
Yeah, exactly.
Last year, they brought out 2 in the same year. They brought out Rogue and Unity.
Yeah,
it's too much. I understand there's these development cycles, but there's loads that do it as well. I mean, Magic the Gathering games, I enjoy them, but they do it every year. It's like, just make one. Make a platform and just do it from there.
Yeah, I agreed.
But FIFA, like Madden, wrestling, sports games in general, like they don't.
NFL.
I have so much respect to these developers who make them, because you got to think, they make a game once a year, so they got 12 months limited straight away, right? But then they're going to market it, and they're going to take a break as well. So let's say they have 9 months. They can't do anything in 9 months, which is why everything's rehashed. It's just stats.
Yeah.
So why don't they just make FIFA? Make it persistently online, an MMO if you will, where the leaderboards constantly change. Like, I don't understand. I think you'd make more money that way as well. That's what it's about. The minute you franchise anything, and we're going to go into topic 2 here.
Yeah.
The minute you franchise anything, you just are doing it for money.
Yeah, exactly.
But
are you saying like make a base game and then improve on that game?
That's what I would do. I mean, look at World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
There is no WoW 2 because they've done 6 expansion packs or whatever it is.
Many.
But I mean, there's also TV shows that need to stop
And, like,
as
movies.
well. I mean, like 24 finished, then came back, I think it's finished again.
Yeah.
Doctor Who needs to just stop. Just stop Doctor Who, it's too much.
Yeah.
Then you've got all this, like, spin-offs as well as another thing that just...
Yeah.
The-
Spin-offs.
The minute someone gets their hooked into something, I mean, Harry Potter needs to stop. Biggest one that I'll say...
Don't. Stop right now.
I mean, they shouldn't have made that last
I'm out.
Harry Potter film.
I'm out.
That last Harry Potter film should not have been 2 films. Like, it
No,
should, there was
but
no...
I agree with you, but for a different reason.
Oh, go on.
Because one of the other books is longer.
I mean, yeah. Which one was that?
That was, I believe, Order of the Phoenix. It was 766p.
Who reads a... I don't understand why you would write a story that much.
No.
Like, I think you just fluff. I hate filler in shows. This is why I hate shows that do 22 episodes. I hate that. Like, I much prefer Game of Thrones and House of Cards sort of mentality. 10, 11, 12 episodes, an hour long each. You're basically getting 3-4 films.
No filler, constant story.
Instead of all this crap.
Definitely.
James Bond, by the way, is nothing that needs to stop.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Pirates of the Caribbean, but that, are they making another one?
Probably.
Anyone who thinks anything past the first Pirates of the Caribbean film is kidding themselves. That's the only good one.
Yeah.
And it's not even that good. You watch it the first time and it's kind of funny. Done.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much them. All of them done, to be fair. So.
But you could do the same. I mean, with comics, I hate like the Spider-Verse. Like, who thought that was a good idea?
Dissing Spider-Man.
No. But what I'm dissing is the format in which they do it. I was reading Spider-Man 2099. I'm going a bit long on this topic because we want this to be a short one, but I was reading Spider-Man 2099, right? Spider-Man from the future, new Spider-Man, right? Issues 1, 2, 3, and 4 all told this part of his story.
Yeah.
Then issue 5 was like Spider-Man 2099, 1, 2, and 3. Then issue 4 was the Spider-Verse 2, which I hadn't read Spider-Verse 1 because that's a different issue. Brought in characters, killed characters that I have no idea who they are, doing a completely different plot, like for 3 issues. I was like, I don't understand why are you so jumbled? To understand that story, I would have had to have read Spider-Man 2099, 1, 2, 3, like the Spectacular Spider-Man, like 1 to 70 something, like Spider-Gwen, like Spider-Man, they rebooted Spider-Man Noir, like it's just. But then they did their own series of Spider-Verse. But then they also did Spider-Men and Spider-Verse Warriors, and it's like I don't have enough time in my life to consume all this, and that's what in fact that's what this comes down to. It's not so much the series needs to stop, it's the fact that you are making too much content for someone to consume, and they just give up.
Yeah, fair point.
What I'd like people to do is make one more game, one more film, one more book, and then call it a quits. Wrap everything up, and just do it.
Use some imagination and come up with something new.
Have some original ideas, yeah. Transformers. That's my final answer.
Mic drop.
Another trilogy of films.
Which leads us swiftly on to our next topic.
You take this one. Say this is your topic.
My main question here now is we have touched on that a little bit in our mini topic.
Off topic then, sorry.
To be honest, but no, that's fine. Modern sequels, is their purpose to develop a storyline, as in to encourage story progression, or are they literally just to capitalise on a franchise?
So we're talking marketing versus storytelling.
Yeah.
Narrative.
Yeah.
You answer me this. Did Matrix 2 and 3 help the story of Matrix 1?
Not necessarily.
I'm done.
Is that all you gotta say?
No, but I think people's mentality changed the minute they get a good thing going.
Yeah.
There is a thing known as too much of a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
When Matrix 1 was being made, no one really knew what it was about. It was about this existential kind of philosophical story, but with cyberpunk elements that no one really knew what it meant in Alice in Wonderland, so that's kind of relevant.
But then people liked it and it was popular and that's what they took on to.
No, but I read something about this a week or so back that the studio making it didn't really know what it was about. They didn't understand it. They would just say, we'll just keep giving it money till it works out.
Well, so that's a clear case of capitalization.
But this was technically an indie film. The Wazowski brothers funded it mostly themselves, and they had as much time as they want because no one was asking for it. But the minute it hit, and they're like, actually, we're going to do a trilogy of this, and they had double the budget, half the time, and then they were just like, which goes back to last week's CGI.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
In the Matrix 1, I had the special features. I had the DVD because, of course, when the PS2 came out and it was my first DVD player, everyone bought the Matrix on DVD. But
yeah,
there was a bit where, you remember on the top of the roof in Matrix 1 where Neo first learns to dodge bullets?
Yes.
I know it's going back a bit, but you know when he first learns to dodge bullets against the agent and then trying to shoot the agent in the head. Spoilers for a 1998 film. But what happens is, that was all done. He was in the green room, so it was, okay, the background was CGI, but they literally had I think it's called rotoscoping, I'm not too sure, but it's a series of cameras. It wasn't one camera on a rail, it was 350 cameras all taking one shot.
Oh, cool.
In a massive circle. Just with two wires on a wire frame to the roof, literally doing the moves, dodging the bullets.
But it looked awesome.
But it looked ace. And then flash forward.
Quite iconic as well.
Exactly. I mean, that's been done in so many films now, especially the whole 360. Exactly. Right. That was their signature.
Did they use that in 2 and 3?
What they might, I assume yes. I couldn't find you the exact scene, but I think that proves it. Like, if they did it, it was a throwback to an earlier thing. It was like, look how cool we used to be.
Yeah,
we
it's another thing that they've clicked onto.
It's a boxer going back into a ring after 5 years of not fighting and saying, I can still do this. Look how relevant I am again.
Exactly.
But if you remember in The Matrix 2, Reloaded, when he fights all the Smiths, they all look terrible. They look rubber. Now, that's bad CGI, but why go from practical effects, and this is the wrong topic for this, but why go from practical effects to a different thing? And that's because they franchised on it and they had half the time and twice the budget, and they said, well, we don't have to worry about this. That they got into a franchising mentality of bigger, better, boom,
throw money at it, get more money from it.
Exactly. But I know people say you have to spend money to make money, but I don't think that it has to be artistic principles to think why you do things. You have to have a reason for doing a certain thing, and sometimes the artistic principle is because we want to. I mean, in the Star Wars Force Awakens trailer, that it's called BB-8, the little ball droid right in the beginning.
That's so cute.
That's real. That's not CG.
No.
But how the hell have they done that? They did it to prove a point.
That they can.
They're going back to practical effects.
Yeah, which is good, which is great.
A
little off topic, but good.
Speaking of Star Wars, I'm doing the wrong topic. But speaking of Star Wars, that's another thing is episode 7 to tell a story. Like, who the fuck cares?
Or is it just because Star Wars is popular?
Who the fuck cares about Han and Leia's kids?
Exactly.
Like, I don't.
Well, I would argue that there probably are people that do, and I am, to be honest with you,
people that do.
To be honest with you, I am really struggling to think of a sequel that was literally just to progress the story. I'm really struggling. I can't think of any.
I don't think there were.
Apart from slightly different with things like Harry Potter because they were books set out that way.
All right, but think about the books. Forget the films for a sec. What about the actual books? Did she write Chamber of Secrets to progress Harry Potter? I mean, she set herself up perfectly. He's starting year 7 in school, or whatever it is. Is it meant to be year 7?
Yes.
He's that age, right?
Yeah.
He's starting year 7 in school. He has
she's automatically
6 more years on.
It's a very clever woman.
but the first thing that would come to mind for me to tell a story would be Metal Gear Solid 2. My favourite game series of all time, right? Metal Gear Solid 1 literally changed my life when I was a kid. I love that game so much. It's such a good story, and it's like a Bond spy thriller with a lot of kind of awesome. But Metal Gear Solid 2 like deliberately went out of its way to f*** you up. Like, so Metal Gear Solid 2 had 2 characters, right? Yeah. Solid Snake, the gruff guy from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah.
And the main character, the rest of them as well, give or take. And this kid called Raiden, new guy, blonde hair, pale, right?
Emo.
Yeah, they tried making a new protagonist, but what they did this whole massive bait and switch, right? When the trailer came out, nothing about Raiden, did not even mention his name before the game was out, right? Until you got through him in the game. But they showed scenes from Metal Gear Solid 2 where you played as Raiden with Snake in it. Like, so they completely erased him until you found him in the game. Until it told you. Now, the whole point of Metal Gear Solid 2 was about how you can manipulate social influence and opinions, but we literally did that, and that's why I think it wasn't just for franchising.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I was
was.
gonna say,
I'm
really
sure it was. I'm sure someone turned to him and said, "Look, dude, you just made like a load of money with this game. You need to go make another one because we're broke."
But at the end of this is my argument here. I think yes, there is a certain amount in anything we'll talk about. There is a certain amount of we can make money off this. But I think Metal Gear Solid is probably one of those genuine ones where if he didn't want to tell another story, he wouldn't have.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, you can get into all sorts of things, and people will probably shout at me somewhere because Metal Gear Solid 3, I don't believe was meant to be a Metal Gear game. That is so off the wall. I think that was meant to be a Cold War game. I don't think it was meant to do anything with Metal Gear. But
and just put the Metal Gear
someone just said,
it.
like, dude, Metal Gear sells. Just do it. Just don't worry. Like, why does it matter? It doesn't make any sense anyway.
Yeah.
And then 4 was the least Metal Gear game. But I'm pumped for 5. But I don't think you can get to 5 in a series and not be like, this is a cash cow.
Yeah, I guess.
No, it's 20 something. Probably 25 years. I mean, that sounds about right. 20 odd years of Metal Gear. It came out on PS1, but then it came out obviously on MSX with Metal Gear. Metal Gear. There's like 7 games in that series. Metal Gear, Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid to 4, then Ground Zeroes. Yeah, Ground Zeroes. 5. Like portable. That's like 9 games. Like you are selling out. That is the definition. But I'm not even on my biggest thing yet. We've been going long. 16 minutes already.
Stop swearing.
Sorry. My biggest thing that I think is just selling out is Fast and Furious.
Yes, that was the main one I wanted to talk about.
That is, I haven't watched anything since.
This has gotten to the point where I've never seen any of them and I'm sick of them.
Exactly.
Although I did used to work in a shop that sold DVDs and the F section was massive because of Fast and Furious. But let's not get started on that.
Is it Fast and Furious 7 now?
Yeah.
But then they started doing like Fast 5, Furious 6.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Because
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the exact same show. It's the show. It's the exact same
movie.
But back to the actual topic, which is do sequels help a narrative or do they cash out?
Basically.
I'd like to say it depends on the sequel because I don't think Star Trek 2 Into Darkness helped the story of Star Trek 1.
No.
But I don't think that film was made just to make money. It did, and it did it very well.
I'm trying really hard to think of a film, like a sequel that wasn't purely for, like, in my opinion anyway, that wasn't to me for monetary gain. I can't think of one.
I mean, you could take this to any level. I mean, Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3. 1 was made to rival Mario, but then 2 and 3 was just because 1 was successful.
Yeah.
Like, give me.
I get that there is an element of if 1 wasn't successful, they wouldn't have made a 2 or 3 anyway.
There is the rule that, and this is a double-edged sword, and this specifically goes with games, but it might be the reason Fast and Furious went the way it did. Right? There is numbers to prove that I don't have obviously on hand, but I could find out very easily. Numbered sequels sell better than original IP, intellectual property, for those who don't know. IP being a brand new game. You make a game called Gun Bros at Arms, right? 9 months later, you make Gun Bros at Arms 2. Number 2 will sell better statistically than number 1 because people are like, well, I didn't play number 1, but it's good enough to get a sequel.
Yeah.
But then you get to 4, and then you
get
to 3, 4, and 5. Where people were like, I've missed 3 games. Dragon Age 3 was just called Dragon Age Inquisition. They dropped the 2. Yeah. Witcher 3 is just called Witcher Wild Hunt. I mean, Mass Effect, I assume, will drop the number. Metal Gear, back to Metal Gear, is the only thing that I know that's kept the fight.
I found one, Dragon Age.
You think that was made? Yeah.
That is for the story.
BioWare are very good at just making...
Bioshock.
2, without worrying about Infinite.
Yeah, let's not talk about Bioshock 2. Bioshock 1 and Bioshock Infinite, I think very much like Bioshock Infinite wouldn't exist if they didn't have that extra story to tell. I don't think, no matter how much money they could have made off it, I think that is one of the genuine ones, again, like Metal Gear, where it was all about the story and the money was just kind of like a nice bonus. I get that developers have to make money.
Well, you got to think, Irrational didn't make that much money off. I mean, they closed down after making Infinite. Irrational games aren't around anymore. They've been reformed to make.
So that was like their swan song. That was
exactly.
The one. Yeah.
Well, but then what was the DLC that came out for Infinite?
Ooh.
I can't remember what it's called, but you know what I'm on about.
With their back in Rapture.
With the back in Rapture,
yeah.
right? What was it called?
We'll flash it up. It's fine.
Yeah. Basically, what was that for? Was that a cash cow to be like, oh no, cool, we mentioned Rapture in the last one?
Yeah.
Or was that to tell a story? I think both.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
I really liked the story in it.
Yeah.
But then it was 2 parts. Again, 2 parts, you have to play it twice.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat twice.
There is no story in Mortal Kombat.
There is, and I enjoyed the story in Mortal Kombat, but there wasn't up until 9. 9 was the one that really made a story happen.
And there aren't 9 and 10 remakes anyway.
Well, it's not remakes, so quick Mortal Kombat lore. Lots of shit happens. There's a big pyramid.
People fight.
In Armageddon. Basically. Yeah, to the death. There's a big pyramid that happens in Armageddon, which is the one before 9 on PS2. Had every character in, right? Literally every character they've ever made. On the top of it was a guy called Blaze, I want to say, big molten dude who had the power of some sort of god. And if you beat him, you got his power, right? Everyone dies, like, getting to the top of this pyramid, right?
So that should be the end.
What happened? Yeah, that is the end of the Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
story. Raiden sends a message back to himself from Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 9 retold 1, 2, and 3, which is a reboot.
Yeah.
Which would go very nicely into the next topic. What have we been going for 21 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah? Next topic then. That was a really good segue. These are themed today. I like this.
Yeah.
We should
going
keep this,
okay with this.
we should keep this whole theme situation going on. The next topic I want to talk about is going to be reboots.
Very passionately.
Yeah, I just want to talk about a specific thing.
Yeah, I know you do. I know exactly what you're going to talk about before you even bring it up.
The general umbrella is reboots and remakes. Like, are they
going too far?
Are they too much? And my main fact for this, right? And I have a prop here.
Ooh.
Him. That is Jared Leto. Jared? Jared Leto as the Joker.
Yeah.
I do not like this.
I do.
I don't get it. I don't understand. So,
I know.
For those who don't know, in 2016 there was a Suicide Squad movie coming out. For those who don't know what the
Which is going to be so good.
The Suicide Squad basically is a bunch of Batman's villains, the bad guys, all in jail. They get brought into this team by a woman called Amanda Waller. They're in jail, and they're basically in jail for life. Exorbitant amounts of time, hundreds of thousands of years, right?
Yeah.
And this woman comes up to him and says, you guys are going to work as a unit, and you're going to do missions that are too dangerous for FBI and spies and, or too shady for our government to do political assassinations and that sort of thing, right? But the criminals do them. Criminals can do them because they're mercenaries. They work for the highest bidder, right? Mm-hmm. So they say, if you, for example, if you kill this prime minister or whatever, or you rob this bank, or you do this, or you do whatever the mission tells you, you will work time off your sentence. So they're anti-heroes. They're doing good things for bad reasons. So what I think is, first of all, why is the Joker in this film? I don't understand. Obviously, we know Harley Quinn is in this film, right?
And that's why the Joker's in
Harley Quinn is my favourite DC character, right? And I understand that she is a lot of people's favourite, and she's intimately tied to the Joker. So I get why he's in it that way, but I don't understand what he has to do relevant. I don't know why he's so big on social media about it all.
Yeah, which confuses me as well, because he's nowhere near a main character, and yet everybody cares about what he looks like, how he's going to play it. Nobody's asked anything about Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Is that who it is?
Yeah.
That's the chick from Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I've seen barely anything about Will Smith as Deadshot.
That's going to be so good.
Yeah.
He is the right level of funny and badass.
He's going to be great at that. I don't understand why there's such a big deal about Jared Leto.
It's because he's the Joker.
But I quite like the way they've designed it.
So that's the summary
Pick it apart.
Yeah, that's the summary of Suicide Squad. They're doing missions to work off time, right? But what I'm looking at in front of me is their version of the Joker, right? I do not like this version of the Joker.
Point blank.
I do not like the fact that he has grills or tattoos of himself. Those the Peter Parker.
Yeah, random. We'll talk about him later.
We'll get on to that in a minute. So, let's talk about what I do like. First of all, they got the skin down right.
Definitely.
The glove that he has on,
purple.
For anyone who is listening to the audio-only version, the glove on his right hand.
But it kind of looks like a surgical glove.
I think it's meant to, but
yeah,
he
which
has...
I quite like.
In front of me is the Killing Joke. What colour is that glove?
Oh, that's purple.
Exactly. That is a purple glove.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this again in the next time I want you to read something. But
okay.
what I like about the Joker, right, is he isn't anybody in the fact that you don't know anything about him. He's completely mysterious. Besides the fact that you know what he does in the comics, I mean, you know he shoots Barbara Gordon. You know all the stuff he does.
I didn't know that. It's fine.
I'd hope so. How was like 1995? The Killing Joke.
I was 2.
But apart from all that, we know he's like killed Jason Todd, right?
Yeah.
We know certain things about him.
Yeah.
We know that he's fucked up. We know messed
yeah.
up.
Bleeped up.
we know that he is
Hashtag all the bleeps.
demented.
Yes.
Right? We know that he's not. We also know that he's a very clever man.
Yes.
We also know that he knows how to play the crowd.
Definitely.
So what I don't understand is why this man, his insanity oozes out of him.
He's
right?
not intimidation. He's not intimidating because of his appearance.
But he's
so why have they gone for that?
Exactly. When did the Joker, a man who doesn't wear any discernible markers of his past, sit down and be like, "Yo, dude, I want to look more intimidating. So give me some grills." Like, give me a smiley face of a mouth, like, on my arm. Like, I get they can't physically make his mouth bigger.
I do honestly quite like the tattoos. I don't like the ones on his face. I don't think they're in character.
No.
The rest of them, I think you could argue, there's still nothing personal there.
Say, there's a Joker with a skull on, right, which is literally him.
Yeah, but that's not anything personal. It's nothing about his past. There's
There's-
nothing he's passionate about.
There's the ace. There's the stack of cards on his shoulder, which I assume
Yeah.
what we can see is an ace. I assume there'll be a Joker on
There's
there.
a Joker, yeah.
There's got to be. Now, if you look to his right bicep, that looks like a wing, right?
Oh.
Now, people think online. I don't know if that is a wing, but that definitely looks like a feather.
Oh, is it a robin?
Well, yes, of course. Like I just said, in Death in the Family, he kills the second Robin, Jason Todd, beats him to death with a crowbar, right? Now, what better way to taunt your eternal foe
yeah.
than to have his one mistake,
Arch-enemy.
his one failure that he couldn't do anything
One
about,
time you messed up.
to permanently tattoo it on your skin?
See, that to me is in character.
Now, that makes sense, but why does he have ha 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 all over? Why does he have damaged on his forehead?
I don't like the damaged.
Why does he have a teardrop
in the shape of
a J, or a J in the shape of a teardrop?
Yeah, I don't like the tattoos on his face. To me, if anything, the Joker would have done most of those himself, I would say.
See, that's where I disagree as well.
Yeah.
Because how would he draw a J on his face? I don't understand how he could do that. How would he give himself grills? Now, I'm going off topic. I'm just talking about. It's a
Joker. Reimagining. It's like fan reaction to reimagining.
But my thing with reboots is I think they lose the heart and soul.
Yes, absolutely.
It's someone else's interpretation, which is fine, but if you don't respect it, or not respect it, but if you don't come up with the same admiration that the fans will, you're never going to be as successful.
To me, this is an interpretation of an interpretation.
I liked The Dark Knight Returns, right? I liked Heath Ledger's version of the Joker. To me, that wasn't the Joker, though. That was a kid dressed up trying to be the Joker. He wasn't actually the Joker. This isn't even that.
To me, this is based off the Joker.
Hipster Joker.
Yeah, this is based off the Joker in Endgame.
Yes, very much so. I'm very happy you started reading it.
It's very good. Please read it.
The new episode, the last issue comes out tomorrow. To take this episode, the next issue comes out on the 29th, and that is going to be hopefully just as awesome as the rest of the show.
We should do a bit about it.
Well, I tell you what, this might be as good a time as well, as good a time as any to announce that we're all starting a second show called GeekyClean Reacts.
Yeah.
And basically anything that drops, new trailers or whatever, we're going to talk about. But we'll get to that at the end of the show. Right?
Yeah.
I think reboots lose the heart and soul of what an idea is about. Transformers to me was not good, not because of any specific reason. It just didn't capture the essence of, like, look at the original Autobots design. They were very blocks.
Yeah,
they were
like
modular.
Lego.
Yeah, they were modular, right?
Yeah.
They were very kind of just.
But to me, that was kind of like that. That's what would have been seen as high tech at the time.
Not even that. I think it was done for the toys.
Oh,
they
yeah.
need to keep them in line with the toys. I mean, you can't. But
ties in with the franchise.
If you look at, if you look at the new Michael Bay reboots, like, I don't like the look of Optimus Prime, and it took me a while. It took me a good few years to work out why. I listened to another show about it, and basically, when you design something, you need somewhere for your eye to rest. And when you design something, it's negative space. He has the modular bits. You're right. That square is his left pec. That square is his right pec.
Exactly.
There is none of that, and that's why when you watch a fight scene in those films, you're like, I don't know who's good or bad. I don't know who is meant to be who in this. Just people shooting. It's action.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's gone too far. It's lost.
So I think
the original
reboots and reimaginings, lose the intention that was once there. Now maybe the intention wasn't always good, and maybe your reimagining might be better, but that's is not the Joker for me.
Well, I kind of want to talk about the rumoured new Spider-Man casting, because it kind of ties into the topic we had last week. I'm upset that it's not Miles. Yeah. I think that it's yet another reboot. It's yet another Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And they all look like a mixture between the first two Peter Parkers. I mean, look at
them.
Look
at this. I haven't read too much into this. So you posted on my Facebook.
Although the guy Ender would be awesome.
I got rid of it. I tuned it off. What have I done? I broke your iPad. I've loaded up IKEA furniture somehow. Oh, this is flawless. All right, so who we got here? We have...
Do you recognise any of them?
I know the guy on my left is Ender. I'll post this picture on the stream as well. I know the guy on my left is Ender, but none of them I recognize.
He would be great. He's a great actor, but
How old is he?
They're going for like an actual teenage Peter Parker. They go for like 15.
Hopefully. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were 26 and 28 respectively when they filmed the Superman character.
Spider-Man character.
What is it?
Superman.
Spider-Man. Whoops. Considering important teenage actors auditioning. So these guys have all auditioned, is that the point?
Yes.
So they are doing Peter Parker.
They're rumoured. It's a rumoured shortlist.
None of these have auditioned for Miles.
Oh, no. No.
So they announced Peter Parker. Yes. They missed that.
Well, look at them.
Yes, but that's not what this says. This says reports the rap reports the shortlist include... Oh, no, it does, yeah.
Yeah, the part I read says...
So these are Nat Wolff, Tom Holland, Timothy... I'm going to abuse this. Timothy Chalamet and Liam James. Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't...
But why is it another Peter Parker? It doesn't need to be another Peter Parker. His origin story has been done to death. To reiterate exactly what we spoke about last week. Like, it's... That is going too far.
People
you
need
do
to
not need a third Spider-Man.
Why haven't we just... Spider-Man, Batman, Superman are iconic to me. Not just... I know that they're a big thing right now, but
I would say they're probably the main three, like superheroes.
Yeah, I'd say so. But, like, I really respect what Daredevil the Netflix show did. They had their own... They had source material. Not only did they respect it, I don't know too much about Daredevil, so maybe that's why I'm coming in a bit blinded.
I think Daredevil is quite a successful reboot.
Well,
this is the flip side of this.
Exactly. But they brought in enough of their own ideas to be like... Well, now, of course, they're going off the Frank Miller costume, Man Without Fear. That's Daredevil's tagline. It came from a Frank Miller, the guy who wrote Dark Knight Returns. He had that was Daredevil Year One, right? That was him before he had the red suit, and that is all the Daredevil show is about, right? He's just got the sticks in episode 7 or wherever we are. Like, we haven't finished it yet. Maybe it ends horribly. I don't know. But
Elektra is nowhere to be seen yet.
Good. Like, you don't have to
exactly.
just mash everything at the first time.
No, which is what Gotham did wrong.
Thank you very much. Right. Gotham is the exact opposite of this Daredevil show.
Yeah.
It is
the wrong kind of reboot.
Too safe. I know I sound a bit ironic right now because I'm saying this is the wrong Joker. This is not what I like. It's not safe enough. But then I'm like, Gotham is too safe. Like, Daredevil steps outside. The difference is Daredevil's a good show, right?
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't Daredevil, if it was anything else, it is written good. Maybe not Foggy so much.
Written well.
Sorry. Right? It is written well. It is well written. It is well acted. The fight scenes are very good. The quality of the show.
Charlie Cox is an amazing Daredevil.
He plays Matt Murdock so well.
Yeah.
Like
the physicality of it.
Just the blind, if that's what you're on about. Like I'm on about just the way he looks blind. Like that acting is insane. The way he turns his head, but his eyes are always center.
Yeah, I don't see an actor playing a blind man who can sense things around him. I see a blind man who can sense things around him so well that you sometimes forget he's blind.
Yes, very much. We're going long on this, so let's start to wrap this up now. But for me, and back to the Joker, it's not that it's not safe enough, because I like it when people step outside of the norm. I like it when people look outside of the box. But the problem is
it needs to have some kind of restriction.
It's not looking outside of the box, this Joker. It's saying, this is what's hot and trendy right now.
Yeah.
Bad boys who don't do what people say, covered in tattoos. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. The ha 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 on his right left arm without the glove. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a spider web. Like that sort of like, we're playing it different because it's the Joker. We're playing it fast and loose because you know the character, but we are so sticking to social trends that that's not what the Joker was about.
You did actually make a really good point about his teeth the first time you saw this.
Now, I read online that someone said, and someone defended the whole teeth thing by someone saying, fight Batman for 10 years and see what your teeth look like. Because Batman ain't pulling punches.
Exactly.
Batman beats you up. Like, he won't kill you, but he will make sure you wish you would.
Yeah.
Right? So, I get that.
I think that's quite a good point to end on, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, again, guys, thank you very much for listening. At any point, like I said, feel free to chime in. Tweet me, I'm at It's Adova. Sarah is Sarah Jayne Hale. The show is GeekyClean Show. Like I said, thank you very much to everyone who's talking about this. We really do appreciate it, and we hope that we can keep delivering stuff that you want to keep talking about.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned briefly halfway through that last topic, we're going to start doing a kind of a GeekyClean React.
Yeah.
So anytime, like I wanted to do them for this picture itself,
but we just ended up talking about it anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. We didn't hit the right times. The timetable was a bit off for when it dropped, but
that'll be.
We're gonna be doing small 5-minute, not even videos. Like I'll just have the picture up.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be, here's our gut reaction. Do we like it? Do we not? Maybe it's a trailer. Maybe it's when something comes out. It's not a review. We're not going to be like, I just saw Age of Ultron. Here's my 15-minute.
It's going to be, that looks cool because, that looks crap because.
Pretty much. And hopefully you guys will do the same. But like I said, tweet us all. The Twitters will all be everything. This comes out every Monday on YouTube, Podomatic, which should be sticking to iTunes. So hopefully we'll be on iTunes. I can't confirm that yet, but by this time next week, you'll definitely know. Hopefully we'll have told you on Twitter by then, because that'll be in 2 weeks' time for us. It's mad.
So yeah.
And SoundCloud, you can download on any of them. Like I said, get involved. And thank you very much. Tweet us with topic ideas and stuff you want us to talk about. Remember to use the hashtag GCTopic. And thank you very much, guys.
Cheers for listening.
Take care.